Girl Slush, and today we're gonna dive deep into the dragon hug. And so whether you just started out your rope flow journey, or maybe you've been flowing but you're just kind of like, nah, fuck that, I'm not gonna learn that, hopefully by the end of this video you find little pieces of slush nuggets to help you guys improve this pattern. So first things first, what I like to say is don't go into the dragon hug if you haven't mastered your dragon roll. So the dragon roll looks like this. And this is essentially the core pattern to learn, when getting into rope flow. Another thing I'd like to say is also practice the other side, the other direction when learning how to do any movement. So if you already have your dragon roll down, then it's time that we get into the dragon hug. So the first thing that I like to say when doing the dragon hug is you gotta fix your mindset. And you're probably like, what are you talking about? So when it comes to the dragon hug, it's one of those patterns, at least from my experience, where you can potentially be the reason why you can't do it. So to put that into perspective, it's like when you're flowing and you're thinking about okay, I'm about to do the dragon hug, right? Like you're talking to yourself. And sometimes, when we're about to get into the movement, we psych ourselves out because we're not really that secure with that type of pattern. And then, the moment we start doubting ourselves, this is before you even enter the pattern, you just kind of set yourself up for failure in that sense. And so make sure that before you get into the dragon hug that you have already decided that, you know what, I'm a bad bitch, I'm gonna get this down. So that's the first thing. And then the second thing is how you enter into the dragon hug and how you exit out is very, very important. And so anything else in between, it's kind of going to fix itself if you really focus on the way that you enter into the movement and the way that you exit out. And so there are 4 steps into the dragon hug, at least for me, that is worth noting. And so if you're doing the dragon hug, definitely start with your dragon rolls as your default. I want you to be at a place where you're not even thinking about what you're doing when you're doing the roll. All right. And so the moment you get into the dragon hug, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to set yourself up. So when the rope is right in front of you, right, what you're going to do is you're going to cross your arms just like this. OK, and you see how with my arms crossed, I'm staying on my left side. And so this is the first step. If you do this properly, you've set yourself up into success. And so right over here is the first step, and then the second step we're going to do is very, very simple. All we got to do is pivot. And so from over here, I'm going to pivot to the other side. And so notice how after I crossed my arms and I pivoted, that the rope naturally just dragged itself onto the other side. And so those are the first 2 steps that is worth remembering. Cross your arms, pivot, and after that you are literally halfway there. And so when you're over here, we're going to go into step 3, which is flicking your wrist just a little bit so that the rope can land right over here, leading up to the hug position. This is the core shape, I guess I would say, of the dragon hug, is when you're right over here and then the rope is right behind you. And so when you're over here, you are almost done. And this is the part that's actually super, super easy, but people tend to psych themselves out. So after you are in that hug position, right, what you're going to do is you're going to pivot to the other side. All right, let's do that again. You're going to pivot to the other side. And for the last part of the dragon hug, and I think a lot of us make this a lot more complicated than what it is. But after you pivot, all you have to do is literally open your arms. All right, you see that like right when I open my arms, the rope is not tangled around me, right? It's literally just straight open. So let's do that again. I'm going to cross my arms. I'm on my left side. Step 2 is pivot. And then step 3 is flick of the wrist, just like that, into your hug position. And then step 4 is we are going to pivot. And for the magic sauce, you're literally just gonna open your arms. And right when you open your arms, you can go back into your dragon roll. So hopefully this helped you guys out a lot, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.